Hello everyone, Alistair Gold here. Strange one this. I was going to do a video anyway. I'd said it in the last video. I was going to do maybe a Q&A, discuss little bits and pieces that would happen. I knew the press conference would have happened as well. I don't think anyone expected I would be talking about in this video a brand new £30 million signing for Tottenham Hotspur today. I think it caught everyone unawares. I think it, seemingly on the face of it, caught Spurs and their admin team a little unawares as well, as we'll come to. But yeah, in case you missed it all, the excitement, especially this morning, Tottenham Hotspur have signed Wilson Odobert in a deal worth, I understand, an initial £25 million with another £5 million potentially in add-ons on top of that. I mean, I've always said that Johan Lang likes to work under the radar, very much compared to Fabio Paratici's louder, noisier way of working and all the different targets, especially in Italy. Johan Lang, yeah, I've said this kind of on countless occasions, that he likes to try to get deals as advanced as possible before anyone finds out. I don't think any of us expected it to come out without anyone really knowing. I mean, yeah, it's very rare in today's kind of game for it to get that far without an agent spilling the beans to someone around the player, anyone involved in either club to spill the beans. But there we go. To be fair, I think it was Sasha Tavares, I think it's called, like a Twitter transfer type, who got it out about 20 minutes before the announcement. So fair play, absolutely fair play where it's deserved there. Even 20 minutes before it's announced. But yeah, that was one that we didn't see coming, to be fair. It's feels very much like a data-led transfer, one of those. Talented young player, only 19 years old, French, a dribbler, I think we can call him, very much. Signed a contract till 2029. He's going to take the shirt number 28. Yes, Tongi shirt. Hopefully will fare better in it than his compatriot did. He's a very versatile young man. He can play on either wing. Played mainly on the left last season for Burnley, but he can play on the right. He also played a couple of times up front and can also play as an attacking midfielder, which I think he did the other night against Luton for Burnley. Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that he was only 18 for half of last season and 19 for as it wore on, he played 29 Premier League games for Burnley last season, scored 3 times, got 3 assists, scored a really nice kind of low finish against Chelsea, scored a lovely outside-the-box goal against Brighton, and his goal against Fulham, I think was Burnley's goal of the season, if I remember correctly. Go and have a look at that. It's an absolute belter. I remembered kind of, when his name flashed up this morning, I was very much like, okay, I remember bits and pieces. I think I vaguely remember him giving Porro a few issues as well in the game against Spurs. I could be wrong, but I remember seeing bits and pieces of him last season and being a bit of a young talent in a struggling team. So I went back today, I went to go and watch bits and pieces of him and just kind of watched his goals and assists from last season, any other little bits and pieces I could, and I mean, it is clear his technique is fantastic. He's a fast lad. He's got a lot of dribbling ability as well. He's going to be an absolute nightmare for defenders, I think, as he was last season, but I think even more so in a team where he's probably having slightly less worries about, I think he'll have to defend. That's the Postecoglou way. He'll have to defend from the front. But, playing in a team that isn't battling away and struggling, but is on the kind of the dominant side of the pitch, I think he's going to be a bit of a nightmare for people. Like I say, you've got to bear in mind, I know some people will look at it and say, only 3 goals and 3 assists, but I should stress, he was 18 and then 19 during the season. It was, for a struggling team at the bottom that did get relegated, it was quite an impressive return really from a young player who'd come from Troyes. I guess he pronounces that completely differently, so I'm probably pronouncing it completely the wrong way there, from France. Yeah, I mean, I think he did catch a few people's eyes, but there was I think there was a little bit of a buzz about him this summer and maybe going somewhere and that Burnley might struggle to keep hold of him. But I don't think anyone expected Spurs to just go in there like that. I get the sense that maybe other clubs were starting to move and they felt it was an opportunity that couldn't kind of be missed. He did make the most, he completed the most successful dribbles in the Premier League than any other teenager. 53 of them, which actually also placed him 4th across major leagues, the 5 major leagues in Europe for successful dribbles last season. So he can beat a man. And if you know, the Postecoglou way. If he can beat his man, get down the side, put that ball across, bang. And also, looks like he does like the odd cutting in, and he's just got that pace. If you watch his goal against Luton the other night, it's a ball that goes down the flank and it's knocked over the top. And he doesn't even look like he's out of about second gear. And he just flies past the defender and puts it really calmly into the net. So, yeah, we'll get to see all of this speed, dribbling, versatility in a Spurs shirt now. You know, again, with that price tag, 30 million in all, that's not one just for the future. That is a player for the now. Remarkably kind of talented, gifted young side for years to come they're building. You could absolutely argue, is it enough for now? Is there enough experience for now? I did always kind of feel, when I was told by quite a few people, that this might be a window about buying younger players. Didn't expect it to be 4 teenagers, essentially. Gray and Bergwald, 2 18-year-olds. Yang Min-hyuk coming in January, 18-year-old as well. And now, Wilson Odobert, who is 19 years old. It's, but there is, look, he's not a star name. And I can understand there'll be a few people who are expecting, I guess, what do we call, it's marquee signing, I suppose, is the phrase that's often used now. I don't even know really what that means. I suppose that means a big star name, I guess is probably the easiest way to put it. He's not that, absolutely. He can become that. There's a lot of people, I've kind of spoken to various people that support Burnley or people that know Burnley fans over the last 8 to 10 hours or so. And the general consensus is he's going to be a star. And they're absolutely devastated they've lost him. He was like a big, big kind of player for him. And Vincent Kompany was asked about him last season, towards the end of last season, and he said, this is Odobert, I will almost refrain from what I really think about him, because at this moment in time, I don't think people realise how good he is. He's still playing in a team that is playing for survival, but the things he's able to do, whether it's defending or whether it's attacking, like I said, I'll refrain from what I really think, because I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to create a situation where the expectations become too big for him too soon. He's in the right place right now with us. That's absolutely the right step. He's getting the right game time he needs for his development, but we'll have fond memories of him in 5 or 6 years' time when we have this conversation again. So yeah, he absolutely believed he was going to be something special. There's a few kind of Burnley fans that felt that he's going to be a bit of want to be one of these £100 million players quite quickly. And we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of wingers at Spurs now, especially if he's going to be used in that role.